أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this video is short and sweet, inshallah ta'ala. I'll be talking about very briefly, inshallah ta'ala, what to do first thing in the morning when you start your day and what to do last thing when you go to bed. The sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ teaches us that the believer is always in a constant state of dhikr, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What the scholars say or call al-ma'iyyah ma'allah, to be always in the company of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a particular setting or environment or among your people or crowd, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remembers you in a much better environment, in a much better setting, and among a much better crowd, the angels. So when we first wake up in the morning, first and foremost, when you open your eyes, when you're still in bed but opened your eyes, you say the dhikr, which is Alhamdulillahi alladhi ahyana ba'dama hamatana wa ilayhi nushur. Praise and thanks be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who granted us life after He had made us die through the sleep, because we know that sleep is the little or the small death. هو الموتة الصغرى. So we praise and thank Him subhanahu wa ta'ala who granted us life after death. وإليه النشور. This is the first thing. Then you get up and you make wudu. And if you wake up before Fajr time, then you're going to make wudu and pray 2 raka'at, tahajjud at night. If it's time for Fajr, then you'll make wudu, then pray your sunnah, and then go to the masjid for prayer for Fajr. The last thing you do after you had prayed Isha and you're at home and ready to go to bed, what to do? Before going to bed, make sure that you go and make wudu. You need to make wudu because the Prophet ﷺ did so. Even if you are in a state of ceremonial impurity, that is after sexual relations with your wife, even if you are in that state, still make wudu. And you can make the shower, the ghusl in the morning, inshaAllah ta'ala, but make wudu before you go ahead and sleep. That's a means of protection for you. And when you lie down on the bed, be sure that you are on your right hand side and say the adhkar or the dhikr of sleeping. There's many of them, but just to mention a few, Ayatul Kursi is one, and in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that is in Sahih al-Bukhari, he teaches us to say a particular supplication that if we say and if we die during sleep, we will die in a state of fitrah, in a state of Islam. And this is what we all want. This dua is so nice, so interesting, and you will find it in the same book for the rest of the Muslim, inshallah ta'ala. It goes like this: Allahumma aslamtu nafsi ilayk wa wajjahtu wajhi ilayk. Ya Allah, I submit myself to you and I turn my face towards you. وَأَلْجَأْتُ ظَهْرِي إِلَيْكَ, and I am leaning my back towards you. وَفَوَضْتُ أَمْرِي إِلَيْكَ, and I am leaving all of my affairs to you. وَفَوَضْتُ أَمْرِي إِلَيْكَ رَغْبَةً وَرَهْبَةً إِلَيْكَ, desiring you, loving you, Ya Allah, and also fearing you in the same time. Because we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's from the fear. Yani when we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we fear Him because we love Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's fear that is out of love. أمري إليك وألجأت ظهري إليك رغبة ورهبة إليك لا ملجأ ولا منجى منك إلا إليك. لا ملجأ ولا منجى منك إلا إليك. There is no rescue, there is no shelter from you except towards you. آمنت بكتابك الذي أنزلت ونبيك الذي أرسلت. I believe in the book that you have descended down, which is the Quran, and I believe in the messenger that you sent, that is Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. And that way you are always in a state of dhikr. You get the book and you train yourself to start your day with dhikr, end your day with dhikr, and if you wish, 7 dates in the morning before you eat anything, as the Prophet ﷺ said, that will be a shield, and no poison, no sihr wal black magic can get to you. Jazakumullahu khairan. I pray that was useful and beneficial. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.